Hello, beloveds. It's time to pick a card for this reading. There are 3 piles. Maybe see which one resonates with you. The first pile is the one with the heart and wings. The second pile is with the butterfly. And the third pile is with the hand spiral. Take a deep breath and ground yourself to see which one speaks to you. Welcome, pile number 1. First card will be from the Oracle deck, the Native Spirit. It is Talking Stick, and this is about speaking your truth and communicating from your heart. This card placement is going to be about the main focus about your reading and what will help you with a spiritual alignment. Doesn't mean you have that down. In fact, it probably means you have to work on it. But the first thing will be about body, mind, and then spirit. So the first card is the Illusionist, the Knight of Stones. This one's a bit of a trickster, can be. We'll talk more about that in a moment. And the second card is 8 of Stones. This one is going in the mental part. Tells me you're kind of a creative person. You make the best out of things. Sort of a positive mindset. And the third card is the Green Man, or the Emperor. Structure, nurturing, wise. And that's going in the spirit aspect. And now we're going to choose from the Vision Quest Tarot. I like this tarot a lot. Looks like you have the Son of Air. And this is kind of about like restlessness, inner conflict, maybe even some agitation, but urge to be free is kind of the theme on that one. We'll get into that further, why it's connected. So the second one is the Lovers, and this one's about like love in all aspects, like platonic, even into more of interpersonal. And then we have the Moon card. This is about visions, dreams, intuition, sensitivity. It's a powerful card. Very interesting in how this is playing out. I would say, I think you're a bit of a charmer, and I do think you're happy to do some talking and making people smile, probably trying to stay in the positive, but I don't think you're always able to speak what you need to be speaking about. Like, you have a lot of wisdom, you know how to, kind of ancient wisdom, a little bit of an old soul at least. Maybe a philosophical one is what I'm really kind of intuitively. And doesn't mean everybody listens, though. And so I think the way you go about being heard a little better is, maybe saying what people want to hear. And yet, though, the message here on the Spirit is that you're supposed to allow yourself to go deeper. And it may mean the audience needs to change for you, meaning whom you talk with and share with. You have a lot of great power. And I think you've used it for your benefit, but if the focus was the talking stick, it means that you need to allow yourself to share more wisdom. That's, like I said, the talking stick is kind of, it's about being able to have a safe place to speak. It's a moment to speak when everybody's listening. And I think that's where the hang-up is at, is that maybe not everyone actually listens to what you're really meaning to say. So that's at least on that aspect. But this card really tells me of the restlessness you have within you that maybe some people don't even know about. But it's where you're going to. So this phase here is about where you're heading to. Obviously, it's about love, but it's on a bigger scale. It can be about relationships and opening up to something closer and more intimate. especially with the moon card. It's definitely saying about the intimate, sharing dreams, kind of going to maybe the metaphysical or something far deeper than, hey, how's the weather going, you know? Moon is very, very deeper than that. I think you know how to play nice with people, but I think they're part of you is getting restless about, you know, having to kind of play by the rules. This card here, the Son of Air, is about kind of breaking through that because you got it in you. And then this magical side of you about manifesting the wisdom, kind of magical with the Stonehenge. And it's for the lovers. I mean, so it's about something that's deeper, finding those special people that you can connect to. And that's the direction you're going to. And the wisdom that you hold inside with the green man, I mean, it's very magical. This is an ancient kind of knowledge, an ancient wisdom, but being able to have your space where you can be listened to and people take you seriously, that's an important part in the direction you need to go to. So we focused on the aspect to kind of like for karmic purposes and why you're here for that alignment, but now these two spots here are for about the bigger picture. So they may give you advice on how to get closer to that energy or to help break through whatever blockages you might have. So this one is the Green Witch Oracle, and they use plants as a symbol for the message. And so this first one is kind of about your, above all else, to focus on this, aside from the talking stick about communication. And this one's also the bigger picture. And we have happiness, and it's marjoram. That's the plant they're using to represent that. Happiness. Ultimately, you're supposed to do what your soul is on a level of happiness. You know, not always about happiness for other people, but happiness for yourself. Like, does it make you happy? And I know seeing people smile makes you happy, but you can't be sacrificing your soul for that. So this card is it's called the Astrological Oracle deck. And so it'll probably give you an astrological sign. Doesn't mean, it could be your sign or it could be someone you know, but it's about embodying the highest octave of the sign or the planet. And it looks like we have Taurus. It's the bull. It's like a, you know, kind of stubborn, you know, but the ruler of Taurus is Venus. Happiness is definitely something that most Taurians, that's what they creature comforts. It's all about Venus and love and connection with yourself, really. That's kind of what makes the Taurian energy fascinating, is about its self-love. So definitely focusing on doing things that make your soul happy, happiness, self-love. And then now the next deck I'll be choosing from the last Oracle deck is the Kali Oracle deck. Kali is generally good for breaking through stuff and a higher octave of power. So this one is about kind of that final thing. If you've had some struggle of the things that we're talking about, this card here could really give an emphasis on what you need to solely focus on. So we have the Anahata Kali. Well, this one's about the heart chakra, as you can see there, along with the green up on top of the head. It's connecting the head and the heart. You can be quite cerebral, but now you need to actually bring that love, the unconditional, fearless, and compassionate all together. Like just knowing that you can be loved by being fully who you are, not just by pleasing people. And that's an important rule for you. It's time for people to see the value of who you really are. So now we're going to be going to I have some dice here that has some numbers on it, in case numbers and numerology means something to you, or just for signs. we're going to do this, and these numbers may mean something to you. So I will go ahead and see what the first die is for you. We have the number 11, 2 ones. Numerologically speaking, it also means 2, if you break it down. And the second one we have is the number 3. That's a power number, of course. A trifecta. And that can mean luck as well in the numerology. And then we have 8, which is an infinite number. It's also about abundance. Thank you, pile number 1, for joining with me. Welcome, pile number 2. Those that chose the butterfly. This is a symbol for transformation, renewal, rebirth. This reading is about your spiritual alignment and the things you need to focus on for your karmic and just overall purpose. This card is from the Native Spirit Oracle, and this card represents what you need to be focusing on, the thunder drum. This is about standing up and being counted for. As you see, it's a very powerful card. It's being in command, leadership, authority. It's this card represents what you have to be doing in this life right now for your spiritual alignment. It's not for the faint-hearted. We're going to be focusing on the body, mind, and also the spirit, at least on the first section, from the Chrysalis Tarot. And we have the Sojourner. And this one is about having empathetic energy, wise, being a mentor. Sometimes it can be associated with traveling. Then we also have the 9 of Stones. And this one is definitely about the mind. If it's placed in the mind, one is about moving forward from all your hard work. And then the last card is the 10 of Scrolls. It's kind of the bewildered tiger feeling captive. But that's interesting that it's connected on your spirit card. Kind of a karmic thing. So we'll be going of the first phase about the physical part. And the Sojourner is that kind of has that teacher energy, the mentoring, the moving on, traveling, something to share with others. And also this card does represent you've studied a lot. At least if it hasn't been in a school aspect, it's been life experiences. But it's moving past that now. Like you've done the hard work, moving to a sunnier place. In this aspect, there might be some karma attached to you where you have felt that when you have had your fierceness and the tiger, you felt separated or exiled, like a disconnect. But, not everybody can stand in the thunder drum energy. Seriously, it's kind of a solo journey. It's a fierceness, a tiger. Not everybody's going to understand it. But there's a reason why. That energy holds a leadership energy. It's somebody that's already been there and done that. A little bit of an old soul, in a way. So it does take a level of that tiger heart, or as they say, the eye of the tiger. But tigers are kind of known to not necessarily have, it's not like lions where they have their pride, with the rest of the group. The tiger is alone. So now this is the Vision Quest Tarot. This is where you're moving to. And it's about the beauty. The Star is a great card. Contentment, flowing energy. And then also where you're moving to on mentally is the 8 of Water. And this basically tells me that the energy you're moving into mentally, you're going to feel alone when you take this leadership role. And then we also have Son of Air. And this one's about freedom, the urge, and kind of restlessness. This one actually was in the first reading. And that's interesting. That's the spirit that it's moving to. So yeah, the star, you have this magical energy. That Sojourner and the star, they definitely work together. This is what you've been living, in the past lives too as well. But mentally speaking, the hard work and where you're going it's feeling you don't necessarily like the aloneness and the disconnection when you take that leadership path, but I understand. I think that's where your struggle is and why maybe you might be holding back on taking that leadership role. But again, the tiger, if you look in that card there with that restlessness, the tiger isn't really in prison, it's just the illusion of it. The tiger could easily break through those bamboos. And that's you. It's like that's where your strength lies, is in your independence, in your individuality. I think you're going to have to just really focus on nurturing yourself when you take these leadership roles. Don't let your mind be too much of an obstacle for yourself to get into your greatest power. This is the Oracle deck. It's the Green Witch Oracle deck that focuses on plants and the power of it. So these two Oracle sections I have is to kind of help you, might give you some advice on what to do to break through, to help you get into your greatest power for that thunder drum, in a sense. And so this one, we have the onion, which is the focus is about protection. The onion is a very magical, aside from it really seasoning things and meals, it also has a lot of healing properties, the skin does. When you boil it down, it's probably what makes a lot of the soup really powerful too. So protection, probably protection from, you might be feeling that if you take that leadership role, that it could possibly leave you more isolated. Again, if you don't think that way and understand there, you need to be the leader for it. This Oracle deck is the astrological one. It's going to focus on energy to encapsulate, kind of an archetype. And we have Pisces. This is a water sign. But what's kind of interesting is a mermaid. It's using a picture of, it's the mythology, the mystical energy. It's the dreamy energy, actually, honoring your dreams. Pisces are very creative. And you can swim in that sea. You have access to a lot of magic if you can just step into that leader, creative role and just get past the feeling of not feeling alone and isolated. And the last Oracle deck we're going to do is the Kali Oracle deck. I like the Kali energy because it talks about, it's a powerful deck in the sense it tells you what to focus on to help break through obstacles and also to access your highest octave of power. And especially if you have the thunder drum, you might be struggling with that one. So stepping into your leadership energy, let's see what the card gives you on the advice that you're needing. Yeah, this one was actually in the first one pile too. Interesting. This is the Anahata Kali, and this focuses about the heart chakra and the connecting your heart with your mind. It's a powerful one. You gotta let your heart be the compass now. And it's okay if it's just for, it's about you and what your heart tells you to do. We're gonna do some dice. I have 3 dice in here. They have numbers on them. And in case you're into numerology or numbers mean something to you, then they'll be placed down. See if they kind of help you with your journey. The first one is a 4. That
can be considered an angel number. Interesting. Maybe you need to know that you will be protected from a divine source. Fear not. Your power the world needs it. And 5 is about change. Change in a aspect about yourself, maybe the fear that you've been holding on to keep from your power. And the last one is 1. That's about the leadership. Definitely, and it's not about hierarchy. It's about you stepping into a direction to help others. Thank you, pile number 2, for being here. Namaste. Welcome, pile number 3. For those that chose the spiral hand, the power that you hold inside you. This reading is about your spiritual alignment and what we need to focus on. The first card that represents you and the primary focus is from the Nature Spirit Oracle. We have Tribal Spirit Dancer. Wow, this one's a bit of a risk-taker thing. Let go, say yes to life, and be daring. Dance with your heart's desire. That's what you have to focus on for your karmic and spiritual alignment. You gotta let yourself fly. So we're going to focus on the body, mind, and spirit. So we're going to be reading from the Chrysalis Tarot. The first card is the Watcher. Psychic and mystic. You have some strong power. Definitely a mentor that helps develop psychic and intuitive abilities. The second card, Psyche. The World card. The world's your stage right now. It's moments of clarity that bring quantum leaps of awareness. Interesting, it falls on the mind category here. And then we also have the Visionary. This is another mystic, traveler, healer card. You've had some lifetimes as a healer as well, which would make sense on why you've developed your intuitive nature. So yes, with this first one on representing your path and the physical, the Watcher, kindness is a lot in this card. And of course, it's about flying free. Something tells me in a past life, you might have had to always be in service to others, especially if you were a healer, a teacher. But now I see you're supposed to be moving into your own freedom. And that might be a bit hard for you because you're like, hey, I've got the heart of a humanitarian. I'm supposed to be servicing the world, right? But here's the thing, though. You've done that in so many lifetimes that I think now it's given yourself permission to have the freedom. It doesn't mean you don't help others. Obviously, the Visionary has that power to share, to manifest, to heal. And you have a lot to share, but it's about you choosing when to do that. It's like on your terms now. So then the second one we're going to be doing is about where you're heading to. This is the Vision Quest Tarot, and this is Father of Water. Perceptiveness and patience and inner knowing. Also the intuitive process. Yeah, that's kind of a common thread here. I can see you're highly intuitive. And then you have the Sun card. Yes, you have access to that bright, brilliant light. You've, again, old soul, worked as a healer, been in service. But this makes sense with the 7 of Waters to fall in this spot here. And some of your power and energy has been wasted. It's not necessarily intentional, but I believe because you have such great water, that emotional energy and power that you hold in the Sun. And because you've been in service for the world in a sense, it's kind of that, phrase, don't cast your pearls before swines.
sometimes people have not appreciated all that you've given and have taken you for granted. In fact, and that's why I think that really Spirit's kind of saying, hey, don't waste your energy on people that don't recognize what the sun is, in a sense, the light inside you. Now is the time to be really focusing on the things, basically your discernment, your light discernment will guide you with whom you're supposed to share that energy with now. It's not just about being in service, it's being in service with the cause you believe in. So we're going to be focusing on this oracle deck. This is the Green Witch Oracle deck. These two next oracle cards are really focusing on things that might help you kind of get to this new phase of where Spirit's guiding you to. And, oh, interesting, this one was chosen for the second one too. Protection. Yeah, it's about protecting yourself from the energetic vampires that have been kind of trying to leech off of your greatness, your energy. I mean, it's like honey, you know? And for those people that aren't really willing to go deep with what you've been given them, they're going to waste it. But no longer, beloved. You're going to focus on your power. You're going to be flying free. You get to choose. So this one is the Astrological Oracle deck, and this is also about kind of the archetype or the embodiment that you need to focus on. You may understand it if it's an astrological sign or a planet. We have Venus. And Venus is all about love and beauty, and that is what you need to preserve in yourself. You have that. You are a beautiful, beautiful, yummy soul, in a sense. And for the sun, yeah, definitely. And you can't be wasting it for those that do not appreciate it or recognize you for the beauty you hold. It is a powerful energy that is reserved for those that are ready for it, if you know what I mean. So this oracle deck is the Kali one. This helps you kind of great for breaking through obstacles, focus on that, and also accessing that higher power that you have. So I love the Kali deck here. Let's see what you need to do. Oh, it's Shodashi. Oh, this is a powerful one. This makes sense. It's about knowing, about renourishing your body, mind, and soul, and revitalizing yourself and your joy. It's also about self-esteem and awareness of your value. She's a powerful goddess. Definitely knowing your worth and making sure to be discerning with whom you give your energy to. So I'm going to do 3 dice that have numbers on them, in case you're into numerology or if numbers mean something for you. And we will see what it guides for you in regards to these 3 oracles. So the first one is the number 12. Oh, that's a divine number. If you break it down, it's in the numerology, it's 3. So that's a lucky number. Oh, and you got another 3. That's also luck too. That means the divine is on your side right now. And then we have a 5, which is about change. That's right. Changing your path.
Thank you, pal number 3. Namaste.